Good morning, students. Hope you must have done your paper well. Now, today we shall discuss the second chapter of the book number 2. The name of the chapter is Migration, Types, Causes, and Consequences. Let's begin the chapter. The begins with a short story of Ram Babu. He is working as an engineer in Bhilai steel plant, Chhattisgarh, and he was born in a small village of district Bhojpur in Bihar. At an early age of 12 years, he moved to a nearby town, Ara, to complete his intermediate level studies. He went to Sindri, Jharkhand, for his engineering degree. There he got a job at Bhilai, where he is living for the last 31 years. His parents are illiterate and the only source of their livelihood was meager income from agriculture. They spent their whole life in that village. So this is the story of Ram Babu, who has struggled so much. At the age of 12 years, he left his village for further education and he went to Jharkhand for his engineering degree, where he got a job in Bhilai. And for 31 years, from the last 31 years, he's staying there. Now Ram Babu, he has got 3 children who also get their education. And the first child, he studied at Allahabad and Mumbai, and he's presently working in Delhi as a scientist. The second child got her higher education from different universities in India and is now working in USA. The third one, after finishing her education, settled at Surat after marriage. So this is actually not the story only of Ram Babu and his children, but such movements are increasingly becoming universal trend. Why? Because people are now moving from one village to another, either from villages to towns or from smaller towns to bigger towns, and even from one country to another. Now, migration has been an integral part and a very important factor in redistributing population over time and space. So, population varies actually with migration, and migration has become an integral part of present day life. India has witnessed the waves of migrants coming to the country from Central and West Asia and also from Southeast Asia. In fact, the history of India is a history of waves of migrants coming and settling one after another in different parts of the country. So, migration, our history shows that people have been migrating since ancient times. As has been written by Firak Gorakhpuri, the caravans of people from all parts of the world kept on coming and settling in India and led to the formation of India. Similarly, large number of people have been migrating since ancient times from India too for better opportunities, especially to the countries of Middle East, Western Europe, America, Australia, and East and Southeast Asia. Now let us talk about Indian diaspora. What is diaspora? Diaspora is basically distribution or spread of population from their original place, original homeland. That is, in other words, it is migration. Indian diaspora can be divided into 3 phases. The first phase was of the colonial period. During colonial period, what happened? Millions of indentured laborers, they were sent to Mauritius, Caribbean islands, Fiji and South Africa by the Britishers. Then from Uttar Pradesh and Bihar to Reunion Island, Guadeloupe, Martinique and Suriname by French people and the Dutch people, and by Portuguese from Goa. So Daman and Diu to Angola, Mozambique to work as plantation workers. तो इंडिया से लोगों को प्लांटेशन वर्कर्स की तरह भी भेजा गया और इंडेंचर्ड लेबरर्स whose position was actually like slaves. All such migrations were covered under the time-bound contract known as GIMIT Act, Indian Emigration Act, However, the living condition of these indentured laborers was not better than the slaves. So their condition was very bad. They were more or less like slaves. उनको time bound करके उनको sign करके papers भेजा जाता था, and their condition was horrible. Now the second wave of migrants, it ventured out into the neighboring countries in recent times as professionals, artisans, traders, and factory workers in search of economic opportunities to Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Brunei, and African countries, etc. And the trend it still continues. There was a steady outflow of Indian semi skilled and skilled labor in the wake of the oil boom in the West Asia in 1970s. There was also some outflow of entrepreneurs, store owners, professionals, and businessmen to Western countries. तो सेकेंड वेव जो है वो उस समय बहुत सारे प्रोफेशनल्स और आर्टिसंस, ट्रेडर्स, फैक्ट्री वर्कर्स, they went out in search of better economic opportunities. जो थर्ड वेव ऑफ माइग्रेंट था वो इट comprised of professionals like doctors, engineers. ये पीरियड था 1960 के बाद का. सॉफ्टवेयर engineers, management consultants, financial experts, media persons. Then 1980 onwards and others migrated to countries such as USA, Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand and Germany, etc. These professionals enjoy the distinction of being one of the highly educated, the highly earning and prospering groups. आफ्टर लिबरलाइजेशन, जब लिबरलाइजेशन की पॉलिसी इंडिया में लागू हुई 1990s के बाद, तो एजुकेशन एंड नॉलेज बेस्ड इंडियन इमिग्रेशन हैज़ मेड इंडियन डायस्पोरा one of the most powerful diasporas in the world. In all these countries, Indian diaspora has been playing an important role in the development of the respective countries. तो जो इंडियन डायस्पोरा है उसको 3 phases में हमने डिवाइड करा. अलग अलग फेज में अलग अलग रीजंस से माइग्रेंट्स बाहर जाते रहे और उनकी पोजीशन भी अलग थी. बट द बेस्ट पीरियड वाज द थर्ड वेव migrants. So our next topic is migration. We know that every 10 years a census is taken out by the government of India. The first census of India, it was conducted in 1881. This data was recorded on the basis of place of birth. However, the first major modification was introduced in 1961. So, this census gives us a clear idea that how many people are residing in which area and how many people have migrated. Census, by bringing in 2 additional components, that is place of birth, that is village or town, and duration of residence if born elsewhere. तो 2 चीज़ें इसमें कंसिडर की जाती है, place of birth and duration of residence. Further, in 1971, additional information on place of last residence and duration of stay at the place of enumeration were incorporated. Okay, so इस 1971 सेंसस में क्या एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन थी कि जो प्लेस ऑफ लास्ट रेसिडेंस वहाँ पे रहे और वहाँ पे क्या ड्यूरेशन थी ऑफ स्टे एट द प्लेस ऑफ एन्यूमरेशन. एन्यूमरेशन एक्चुअली इट मीन्स इट इज़ द प्लेस एट विच द पर्सन स्पेंट द नाइट, द सेंसस नाइट. जब सेंसस कलेक्ट हो रहा था तो उस समय वो नाइट उसने कहाँ स्पेंड करी. तो उसके अंदर 1971 में क्या हुआ कि ड्यूरेशन ऑफ स्टे एट द प्लेस ऑफ एन्यूमरेशन की कितने टाइम से वहाँ रह रहा है, दे वर इनकॉर्पोरेटेड इन द सेंसस. इंफॉर्मेशन ऑन रीजंस फॉर माइग्रेशन वर इनकॉर्पोरेटेड इन 1981 सेंसस. फिर 1981 में एक और एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन ऐड की गई कि उनका क्या रीज़न था माइग्रेशन का, एंड मॉडिफाइड इन कॉन्सिक्यूटिव सेंससेस. धीरे धीरे उसमें बहुत चेंजेस आए. तो जो फर्स्ट सेंसस था वो बहुत सिंपल था, धीरे धीरे इसका क्राइटेरिया चेंज होता रहा. इन द सेंसस द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस आर आस्क्ड ऑन माइग्रेशन. Is the person born in this village or town? If no, then further information is taken on rural urban status of the place of birth, name of district and state, and if outside India, then name of the country of birth. तो ये सब इंफॉर्मेशन भी अब आजकल कलेक्ट की जाती है, ठीक है ना. देन हैज़ द पर्सन कम टू दिस विलेज और टाउन फ्रॉम एल्सवेयर, कहीं बाहर से आया है. इफ यस, देन फर्दर क्वेश्चंस आर आस्क्ड अबाउट द स्टेटस कि रूरल एरिया से आया, अर्बन एरिया से आया है, ऑफ प्रीवियस प्लेस ऑफ रेसिडेंस, नेम ऑफ द डिस्ट्रिक्ट एंड स्टेट, इफ आउटसाइड इंडिया देन नेम ऑफ द कंट्री. ठीक है ना. अब ये एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन, ये क्वेश्चंस भी आस्क किए जाते हैं. इन एडिशन रीजंस फॉर माइग्रेशन फ्रॉम द प्लेस ऑफ लास्ट रेसिडेंस and duration of residence in the place of enumeration are also asked. Reasons भी पूछे जाते हैं कि so and so person migrated from this place to this place, so what is the reason behind that, whether it was for his employment opportunity or some other reason was involved, so that is also being asked. In additional reasons for migration from the last place of from the place of last residence and duration of residence and place of enumeration are also asked. So वही reason उनको पूछा जाता है. In the census of India, migration is enumerated on two bases. First is place of birth. If the place of birth is different from the place of enumeration, known as lifetime migrant. तो उसकी place of birth को भी उसमें नोट किया जाता है. अगर प्लेस ऑफ बर्थ डिफरेंट है, डिफरेंट है, किससे डिफरेंट है कि जिस रात सेंसस नाइट पे वो कहाँ पे था, तो उससे अगर डिफरेंट है उसकी प्लेस ऑफ बर्थ, तो वो भी नोट किया जाता है. देन प्लेस ऑफ रेसिडेंस. इफ द प्लेस ऑफ लास्ट रेसिडेंस इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द प्लेस ऑफ एन्यूमरेशन, known as migrant by place of last residence. Can you imagine the proportion of migrants in the population of India? As per 2001 census, out of 1,029 million people in the country, 307 million, that is 30%, were reported as migrants by place of birth. However, this figure was 315 million, that is 31%, in case of place of last residence. तो कितने people migrate करे? 30% तो they were reported to be migrants by place of birth, जिन्होंने अपनी place of birth को छोड़ा, and nearly 31% in case of place of last residence. Next is streams of migration. Now, when we talk of migration, there are main two types of migrations: internal migration and international migration, that is out of the country, and internal is within the country. Okay, now internal migration, in internal migration 4 streams are identified. First is rural to rural, second is rural to urban, third is urban to urban, and fourth is urban to rural. Now in India during 2001, out of 315 million migrants enumerated on the basis of last residence, 98 million had changed their place of residence in the last 10 years. Last 10 years में 98 million people ने अपनी place of residence change कर ली थी. The stream was dominated by female migrants, and this stream, the female migrants were more as compared to male migrants. Most of these migrants were related to marriage. Females जो migrate करती हैं, their main reason is because of marriage. Wherever their in-laws stay, they have to shift to that place. Okay. The distribution of male and female migrants in different streams of intrastate and interstate. अब internal migration भी क्या होगा? Intrastate होगा या interstate होगा, कि एक ही state के अंदर, that is interstate, and intrastate दूसरे states में जो migrate करते हैं, is presented in figure 2.1 and A and 2.1b. it is clearly evident that females predominate the streams of short distance rural to rural migration in both types of migration. ज़्यादा dominance females की है. Contrary to this, men predominate the rural to urban stream. जो rural to urban stream है उसमें males dominate करते हैं, maybe because of economic reasons. Now, international migration. Here, this we were talking about internal migration. Now, let's talk of international migration. Apart from these streams of internal migration, India also experiences immigration from and emigration to the neighboring countries. Table 2.1 presents the details of migrants from neighboring countries. Indian census 2001 has recorded that more than 5 million persons have migrated to India from other countries. So 5 million people have migrated to India. Out of these, 96% came from the neighboring countries like Bangladesh, followed by Pakistan and Nepal. Included in this are 0.16 million refugees from Tibet, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, and Myanmar. As far as emigration from India is concerned, it is estimated there are around 20 million people of Indian diaspora spread across 110 countries. Next is spatial variation in migration. Some states like Maharashtra, Delhi, Gujarat, and Haryana, they attract migrants from other states such as UP, Bihar, etc. Maharashtra occupies first place in the list with 2.3 million net in migrants. सबसे ज़्यादा migrants महाराष्ट्र में जाते हैं, followed by Delhi, Gujarat, and Haryana. On the other hand, Uttar Pradesh 2.6 million and Bihar 1.7 million were the states which had the largest number of net out migrants from the state. सबसे ज़्यादा लोग यूपी और बिहार से आते हैं जगह जगह, जो माइग्रेट करते हैं दूसरे एरियाज़ में, मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज़, बिकॉज वहाँ पे जॉब की कमी है उन एरियाज़ में. अमंग द अर्बन एग्लोमरेशंस, ग्रेटर मुंबई रिसीव द हायर नंबर ऑफ इन माइग्रेंट्स. Intra-state migration constituted the largest share in it. Intra-state जो दूसरे स्टेट से migrants आए थे वो भी महाराष्ट्र में ज़्यादा हैं. These differences are largely due to the size of the state in which these urban agglomerations are located. Here you can see a table which shows the number of immigrants from outside countries to India. This is according to 2001 census. So the maximum number of migrants that are coming are from Bangladesh. The percentage 59.8%. Then second number is of Pakistan, that is 19.3, and so on. So this gives us a clear idea how many people are migrating to India. Next topic is causes of migration. People generally are emotionally attached to their place of birth, but millions of people leave their place of birth and residence. There could be variety of reasons for that. These reasons can be put in two broad categories: push factor and pull factor. Push factors, these cause people to leave their place of residence or origin, and pull factors, they attract the people from different places. In India, people migrate from rural to urban areas mainly due to poverty, high population pressure on the land, lack of basic infrastructural facilities like healthcare, education, and apart from these factors, natural disasters such as flood, drought, cyclonic storms, and earthquakes, they are also important causes for migration. Now let us discuss a few more reasons for migration. First may be employment. Now, people migrate in large numbers from rural to urban areas in search of employment. The agricultural base of rural areas, it does not provide employment to all the people living over there. Okay? These are some of the extra points. They may not be in your book, but they are very important. Okay? Even the small scale and cottage industries of the villages fail to provide employment to the entire rural folk. Contrary to this, urban areas provide vast scope for employment, trade, employment in industries, trade, transport, and services. So, employment is one of the main reasons. Second is marriage. Marriage is a very important social factor of migration. Every girl has to migrate to her in law's place of residence after marriage. Thus, the entire female population of India has to migrate over short or long distances. Now, third is education. Rural areas, they lack educational facilities. So, people, especially those who thrive for, who want higher education, तो एजुकेशन के लिए लोग बहुत रूरल एरियाज से अर्बन एरियाज़ की तरफ जाते हैं और फिर ज़्यादा कर क्या होता है कि वो लोग जहाँ माइग्रेट करते हैं वहीं सेटल डाउन हो जाते हैं, वहीं पे उनको जॉब मिल जाती है, वहीं पे वो अपनी उनके कमाई के साधन मिल जाते हैं, दे सेटल डाउन ओवर देयर. देन फोर्थ इज लैक ऑफ सिक्योरिटी. Political disturbances, inter-ethnic conflicts, they drive people away from their homes. Large number of people have migrated out of Jammu and Kashmir and Assam during the last few years due to disturbed conditions over there. So, people, ये four main reasons हैं. फिर people maybe they migrate for better opportunities for recreation, जैसे कि मैंने पहले बताया, health care facilities, legal advices, or maybe there may be many other reasons. So, migration के बहुत सारे causes हैं, but these are some of the main causes which can be divided into broad categories: push factors and pull factors. Now, the next topic is consequences of migration. So, migration is a response to the uneven distribution of opportunities over space. Because the opportunities are distributed unevenly, that is the main reason for migration. People tend to move from place of low opportunity to places of higher opportunities. So, this is the main reason. Now, the various consequences can be seen in the form of, first is economic consequence. A major benefit for the source region is the remittance sent by the migrants. जो मेजर बेनिफिट होता है माइग्रेशन का, सबसे बड़ा स्पेशली इंटरनेशनल माइग्रेशन में, कि जो पैसा वो माइग्रेंट्स वहाँ बाहर से अपनी कंट्री में जो भेजते हैं, वो उससे हमारा बहुत ग्रोथ होती है. वो पैसा वो लोग स्पेंड करते हैं हमारी कंट्री में आके वेरियस मैरिजेस में और डिफरेंट उसमें, तो उससे हमारी ग्रोथ होती है. तो मेजर बेनिफिट फॉर द सोर्स रीजन is the remittance sent by the migrants. Remittances from the international migrants are one of the major sources of foreign exchange. जो international migrants होते हैं, वो जो पैसा हमें भेजते हैं, वो हमारा मेन सोर्स होता है फॉरेन एक्सचेंज का. In 2002, India received 11 billion US dollars as remittances from international migrants. Punjab, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, they receive significant amount from their international migrants. The amount of remittances sent by internal migrants, जो internal migrants जो पैसा भेजते हैं, वो बहुत कम होता है, is very meager as compared to international migrants, but it plays an important role in the growth of economy of the source areas. Remittances are mainly used for food, repayment of debts, treatment, marriages, children's education, agricultural inputs, construction of houses, etc. For thousands of poor villages of Bihar, UP, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, etc., remittance works as lifeblood for their economy. Migration from rural areas of eastern UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and Odisha to the rural areas of Punjab, Haryana, western UP accounted for the success of their Green Revolution strategy for agricultural development. Besides this, unregulated migration to the metropolitan cities of India has caused overcrowding. इसके अलावा जो अनरेगुलेटेड माइग्रेशन हो रहा है मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटीज़ में, उससे वहाँ पे ओवर क्राउडिंग हो रही है. डेवलपमेंट ऑफ स्लम्स इन इंडस्ट्रियली डेवलप्ड स्टेट्स सच एज महाराष्ट्र, गुजरात, कर्नाटका, तमिलनाडु एंड दिल्ली is a negative consequence of unregulated migration within the country. तो इसके नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट भी है. नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट ये है कि उन मेट्रोपॉलिटन स्टेट्स में, कंट्रीज़ में, मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटीज़ में बहुत ज़्यादा ओवर क्राउडिंग हो रही है और उस ओवर क्राउडिंग की वजह से वहाँ पे बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स भी क्रिएट हो रही है. तो इसको भी कंट्रोल करना चाहिए. ये एक नेगेटिव कॉन्सिक्वेंस है because of unregulated migration within the country. Second is demographic consequence. Migration leads to the redistribution of population within a country. Rural-urban migration is one of the important factors contributing to the population growth of cities. Age and skill selective out-migration from the rural areas have adverse effect on the rural demographic structure. कई बार एज और स्किल सिलेक्टिव एज के ही लोगों को बुलाया जाता है या पर्टिकुलर स्किल जिनको है, तो उससे जो सोर्स, जो ओरिजिनल जहाँ रहते हैं वो लोग, तो वहाँ पे एक एडवर्स इफेक्ट होता है. हाउएवर, हाई आउट माइग्रेशन फ्रॉम उत्तराखंड, राजस्थान, मध्य प्रदेश एंड ईस्टर्न महाराष्ट्र have brought serious imbalances in age and sex composition in these states. Similar imbalances are also brought in the recipient states. What is the cause of imbalances in sex ratio in the place of origin and destination of these migrants? Third is social consequences. Social consequences क्या होते हैं? Migrants act as agents of social change. The new ideas related to new technologies, family planning, girls' education, etc. get diffused from urban to rural areas through them. Migration leads to intermixing of people from adverse cultures. It has positive contributions such as evolution of composite culture and breaking through the narrow considerations and widens up the mental horizon of the people at large. इसके फ़ायदे भी हैं. फ़ायदे ये हैं कि वो दूसरे कल्चर्स के कांटेक्ट में आते हैं लोग और बहुत कुछ सीखते हैं. But it also has serious negative consequences. Negative consequences क्या होते हैं? Such as anonymity, which creates social vacuum and sense of dejection among the individuals. Anonymity in a way, it means कि दे आर नॉट नोन इन दोज प्लेसेस. जहाँ प्लेस ऑफ बर्थ है वहाँ पे तो दे आर वेल नोन. तो उससे वहाँ पे वो सोशल वैक्यूम क्रिएट हो जाता है, उनमें सेंस ऑफ डिजेक्शन आ जाता है. कंटिन्यूड फीलिंग ऑफ डिजेक्शन में मोटिवेट पीपल टू फॉल इन द ट्रैप ऑफ एंटी सोशल एक्टिविटीज लाइक क्राइम एंड ड्रग अब्यूज. लास्ट इज एनवायरमेंटल कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस. Overcrowding of people due to rural-urban migration has put pressure on the existing social and physical infrastructure in the urban areas. This ultimately leads to unplanned growth of urban settlements and formation of slums, shanty colonies. ओवरक्राउडिंग बहुत ज़्यादा होने लग गई. ओवरक्राउडिंग होने से वहाँ पे एनवायरमेंटल इफ़ेक्ट भी हो रहा है, एनवायरमेंटल कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस भी हो रहे हैं, पॉल्यूशन बहुत बढ़ रहा है और उन अर्बन एरियाज़ की अनप्लान्ड ग्रोथ हो रही है. वहाँ पे बहुत स्लम एरियाज़ डेवलप हो रहे हैं. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, Due to overexploitation of natural resources, cities are facing acute problem of depletion of groundwater, air pollution, disposal of sewage, and management of solid wastes. So these problems are occurring now in those areas. Then some other problems. Migration, even excluding the marriage migration, affects the status of women directly or indirectly. In the rural areas, male selective out migration, leaving their wives behind, puts extra physical as well as mental pressure on the women. Migration of women, either for education or employment, enhances their autonomy and role in the economy, but also increases their vulnerability. They are at risk then when they go out to work. तो उनको इंडिपेंडेंट तो वो हो जाती हैं, लेकिन दूसरी प्रॉब्लम्स बढ़ जाती है. दे आर एट रिस्क एवरीवेयर. If remittances are the major benefits of migration from the point of view of the source region, the loss of human resources, particularly highly skilled people, is the most serious cost. कि पैसा तो बाहर की कंट्रीज से आ रहा है, लेकिन हमारी स्किल्ड लेबरर, स्किल्ड पीपल, दे आर गोइंग आउट. ब्रेन ड्रेन हो रहा है कंट्री का. The market for advanced skills has become truly a global market, and the most dynamic industrial economics are admitting and recruiting significant proportions of highly trained professionals from poor regions. Consequently, the existing underdevelopment in the source regions get reinforced. तो दिस फिनिशेज आवर चैप्टर. आई होप आप सबको समझ में आया होगा. बहुत ही सिंपल चैप्टर है माइग्रेशन पे. कॉजेज़ बताएं इसमें माइग्रेशन के, क्या कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस हैं और क्या डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है, कितने लोग माइग्रेट कर रहे हैं, व्हाट इज़ नेशनल इंटरनल माइग्रेशन, व्हाट इज़ इंटरनेशनल माइग्रेशन, ये सब इसमें बताया. थैंक यू चिल्ड्रन.